Sir, you've done my job, but still I would like to thank Dr. Maninder because I'm a great fan of him. So I would like to thank him. So we really appreciate your interactive presentation. Your deliberation has in fact very rightly pointed out the need for active interaction during the online teaching learning process. You've also very beautifully enlightened us with the ways and tools that will help the educationists to put their best foot forward post-COVID-19. We are very grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and valuable insights with us. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to invite our next key panelist. We have with us Dr. Ashok Gupta, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science, Jazan University, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Dr. Gupta has a rich 20 years of experience in the domain of information technology. His IT industry experience gives him an edge as a mentor who demonstrates and delivers through live industry examples. Mr. Gupta is pursuing his PhD from University of Malaysia. He has to his credit a lot of quality research publications. He's also an active participant in workshops, seminars, and conferences. I'm very delighted to share that Mr. Ashok Gupta is a former colleague. He started his teaching career from GGNIMT itself in 2005. And now, before we get nostalgic, I'll request Mr. Ashok Gupta to kindly take over. Mr. Ashok Gupta, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to thank Dr. S.P. Singh, Dr. R.L. Rena, Dr. Maninder Singh, and the whole team of GGNIMT. So today I'm going to present this post-COVID challenges and issues related to quality education. So I'm going to share my slides. Is it visible, ma'am?
It's visible, sir. It's visible.
Okay. In COVID-19 scenario, this COVID-19 has forced all universities, schools across India to suspend physical classroom teaching. So, and we shifted to the online classes. In India, the transition in the private universities is smooth. In private schools, those who are rich in resources, those who have all sort of infrastructure, but in public or the schools which don't have that much of infrastructure and other things, they are still adapting to these changes. So, and many debates are going on. Like in the previous session, one of the students asked a question about the assessment issues. So many debates are going on the future examinations and assessment methods. So let us start with what is happening in this post-COVID situation, and is it feasible to go online, go for online teaching? What are the initiatives taken by the UNESCO? What are the basic components required for the quality education? And how here in Jazan University, we are focusing on all these issues, and what technology we are using, we'll discuss in this presentation one by one. So what if I put this quality education in simple words? The quality education, we mean a standard education must be given to all, content should be same, and there should be a continuous enhancement. And as Dr. Rena and Dr. Maninder mentioned, that now the focus has changed from teacher-centered teaching to student-centered. So the quality standards which we are following here, let me tell you, ABIT and NCAA. Both these quality standards are student-centered. So these student-centered qualities, the focus should be on learning, which strengthens the capacity of student to act progressively on their own behalf through the acquisition of relevant knowledge, useful skill to serve industry and community. Now there is a definition of quality education by VVOB. VVOB is it's a organization founded in 1982 by Belgian government for the quality education of developing countries. A good quality education is one that provides all learners with the capabilities they require to become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihoods, contribute to peaceful and democratic societies, and enhance individual well-being. So all the aspects are covered here to become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihoods, contribute to peaceful and democratic societies. What we discussed in the first slide, almost all the things are covered here. And here, this is the initiative taken by UNESCO. UNESCO is a United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization. They have different initiatives, they have different goals. Goal number 1 to 6 is related to this education, poverty, and goal number 4 is specifically focused on the education. They say achieving inclusive and quality education for all reaffirms the belief that education is one of the most powerful and proven vehicle for sustainable development. This goal ensures that all girls and boys complete free primary education, free primary and secondary schooling by 2030. Now, what UNESCO conceptualization of quality education. The quality of education is the priority for UNESCO. The UNESCO promotes access to good quality education as a human right. Now, in the post-COVID scenario, what is happening? Everything goes online with educational institutions at all levels closing in 191 countries. Learning continues through distance and notably digital solutions. Yet for many students in tertiary education, online teaching is not an option. As Dr. Maninder also said, that in US, 18% of the students don't have any internet connection. So here in this part, in other developing countries, the situation may be reversed. So online education is not an option in this scenario for developing countries. Now what happened on this is this data I got from internet. As of March 28, due to this pandemic, 1.6 billion children and youth to be out of school in 161 countries. This is close to 80% of the world enrolled students. And based on this pandemic, means after this pandemic, UNESCO responded immediately and they took some initiatives. One of the initiatives is monitoring school closures and their impact on learners, on the students. Strengthening capacities of distance learning systems and the list of distance learning management solutions. They provided many learning management solutions which are free, which are paid, and they are strengthening the capacities of distance learning systems. And they provided one massive open online courses, list of massive open online courses, and OER is open educational resources. Now, here is the list. They categorized all their all these resources. They categorized it into different categories. Digital learning management systems. There are digital learning management systems, Class Dojo, Google Classroom. Let me share with you this another this doc file where I can show you in detail. So let me share another file with you here. Is it visible? Raman ma'am?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Here are the different, this is the response of the UNESCO on post-COVID or COVID-19. And they immediately started accumulating resources. All these resources are categorized into different categories. Digital learning management systems. As you can see, Class Dojo. It can connect teachers with the student and parents to build classroom communities. Schooler. Many of these already mentioned by Dr. Rana and Dr. Maninder Singh. And see, there is a Google Classroom. And the second category is systems built for use on basic mobile phones. Different systems. System with strong online functionality. Many of this you are using, and look at this here, like Dr. Maninder said, Coursera, and there is another platform, Udemy. Udemy is also having 100,000 plus courses, video lectures on this one. Few of them are paid and few of them are free of cost. And self-directed learning systems, mobile reading applications. Here, collaborative platforms that support live video communication. Look at this here, we are using Zoom. But here in Jazan University, it is not mentioned here, we are using Blackboard. It is a collaborative platform that support live video and communication. So all UNESCO is providing all this essential information so that the online education can be smooth. Now there are, as we were talking about, that the focus is changed from teacher-centered to student-centered. For quality education, we need we have some essential ingredients. These ingredients are learner. Let me come back to you. Let me come back to the presentation. What are the basic ingredients of a quality education? The first is learner. Learner is a student. And then we have environment.
Ashok sir, kindly share the screen. Screen is not visible.
Not visible. Okay.
Okay.
Now
it's visible. Okay.
the first is learner. Learner is the student. Student should be willing to learn, and he comes to institute or he comes to attend online lectures, and we provide him an environment in terms of we provide him assignments, lectures, or if we talk about the campus teaching, we provide him the classrooms, open air space, library, labs, and then it comes to content. Content is curriculum. Curriculum should be up to date, like latest material should be added into this one, latest topic should be added into this one, and then there should be defined processes, well-defined processes. The processes are like objectives, goals, initiatives, their program educational objectives. There are many things like student outcome or course learning outcome. So then, and finally what we do, we measure all these outcomes. When we assess the student, based on this assessment, we create mapping matrices, and we check for his skill level. I'll show you the screen. We check for his knowledge, skills, and competence. So knowledge and understanding. For knowledge and understanding, as one of the student asked this question for the assessment, right? So for knowledge and understanding, we ask direct questions. In skill or in cognitive skill, we ask questions where he can apply his knowledge to answer basic questions. And in competence, in competence we can we have skills like teamwork, communication skills, all these and other values, all these things comes under competence. Now, as I told you in, so these are the basic components required for quality education. Student and processes, well-defined processes, and measurable outcomes. As I told you, here in Jazan University, we are focusing on two quality standards: ABET, Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, and second is National Commission for Academic Accreditation and Assessment. Now it is changed to evaluation, NCAA-E. So these two standards we are following, but this NCAA is related to only Gulf countries, and this is followed all over the world. In India, the first institute which got ABET accreditation was VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology. Now I think one or two courses in Thapar University, Patiala, they also got ABET accreditation. There are only 5 or 6 institutes which got ABET accreditation. Now what is this ABET? As we are discussing it from the very beginning, commitment to quality education. ABET accredited programs are recognized globally, and they are committed to quality education. Outcome based approach. As I told you, we test these students on knowledge, skill, and competence. So what is learned versus what is taught. So this is student centered technique. Emphasis on continuous quality improvement. Encourage innovation. So ABET focuses on basically these 4 basic things. This is the data about ABET, that how many programs are accredited and how many nations are involved, how many volunteers. Volunteers are evaluators. 2,200 evaluators are there. Now, so these are the basic criteria involved in ABET accreditation. Students, these are the criteria, and all these criteria have quality practices, many quality practices. Like under student, there are plenty of quality practices. program educational objective. And these quality practices require supporting documents, evidences, so that they can, at the end of the year, they can assess whether we are following what they suggested to us or what they prescribed to us, whether we are following all these instructions or not. So for each and everything, for each and every quality practice, they need evidence. As now the situation has changed. So I'm sorry, I'm quickly moving on to the next slide. Sorry. Here in all these criteria, if you look at broadly, these all criteria can be fit into our previous slide of quality education. Most of these are covered here, and we can fit into this one: student program educational objectives, student outcomes, continuous improvement, curriculum, faculty, facilities, institutional support. All these can be fit into that slide, where in the center we have quality education and we have various components. All these components can be mapped onto these 8 criteria. Now, as the situation is changed, so we have moved on to online teaching. Look at this. This is the sample which I am providing of NCAA, and same sample is there in Abbott also. Here we define, before starting any course, we give the basic information, we provide, we specify that what we are going to do, what are the objectives, what will be the syllabus, and there is one table here which I pasted here: mode of instruction. If you read all this: traditional classroom, blended, e-learning, distance learning, and others. So before COVID, it was like 80%, or sometimes this was like 20%. But post-COVID, it changed to like e-learning or distance learning changes to 100%. So now all these changes, what changes, all these changes when there is no classroom teaching, only we have distance learning or e-learning, what impact will be on the assessment. So I have one survey related to this, that why people are not choosing this 100% online courses or distance learning courses. I'll come to that one in the next slides. Many academic programs in higher education have at least some content offered online. As I told you, what we are doing, we are 80% we are giving through the classroom teaching, or 20% through e-learning or distance education, including individual courses, homework, assignments, and class research projects. The percentage of online content for any academic program changes frequently. So based on the requirement, in the beginning of every semester, we can change. Like, let me give you one example. In last semester, we changed our course Introduction to Computer, 100% e-learning. Earlier it was 80-20, and we changed it to 100% e-learning as an experiment. So till the time it was successful, although we faced many problems related to assessment and evaluation, but finally it is a success. Now, Abbott accredited online programs also. I have a list of programs. There are only very few programs accredited by Abbott, online programs. Now we are talking about online